TNT Tekken Nerd Time, coming out with another episode. So this is another episode concerning things I was expecting to see in Tekken 8, but did not happen. And this is probably one that it's not a big ripple. This is or not a big wave. This is a little bitty ripple, a little bitty thing here. But I think it's an interesting topic. And that's gonna be wall rising moves. I'm just gonna jump right into it, and then we'll kind of talk pros and cons. Interesting. Imagine this world. You're in full crouch. You hit 4. And instead of getting the generic full crouch 4, you instead get your while rising 4. And that would apply to all. Basically, the idea here is get rid of the generic full crouch moves and replace them with your while rising moves. Other example, again, if you're in full crouch, you hit 2, you get your characters what is now while rising 2. So, I feel like this is something that for established players, they're not going to care about at all. Some of the old heads out there will probably say, "Oh God, you're changing things. Don't change things." But I think once they got over that initial shock, they'd realize, okay, this is actually very fine. So again, pros and cons. Pros, I think the biggest pro here is a stepping stone for new players to get into the game. While rising moves is a very foreign concept to any other fighting game. I'm not aware of any other fighting game that has while rising, while standing moves in them. Maybe Dead or Alive, never played it, I don't know. Anyways, it's a foreign concept, and while it's interesting that they took advantage of those few frames there where the character's transitioning from ducking to standing, it's something that it is a learning curve moment for new players entering the game, and I feel like it's not necessary anymore. While it's an interesting concept for them to take advantage of it, it's not something that needs to be. Second advantage to doing this would be that it would eliminate a source of input error. This does happen even on high level. It's not frequently, but in the heat of the moment, you see this even in grand finals, Koreans, Pakistani. This does happen. They block a low, they go to punish with their wall rising move, and either the spring in their joystick springs it up a little too high and they get a jump, or they input the timing just a little bit off and they get the full crouch 2 instead of the wall rising 2. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen. And so eliminating that source of input error, I think, would be nice. Just simplifying, similar to what we saw with the simplification of the while running system in Tekken 8. Again, everyone up in arms when they first said, "Oh dear God, they changed the notation. They're scrubbing this game. Oh my, it's so easy. Everything's so dumb now." But once everyone got over the initial shock, said, "Okay, this is actually kind of nice. This is a major source of input error that is now gone." Kind of happy about that. So, again, I think once everyone got off the initial shock, they realized this is actually a good choice. Third benefit to doing this, and this is maybe more of a personal gripe for me than anything, even though I hate gripers, this is one of my gripes. Full crouch moves are ugly sin. They are so ugly. And nothing is worse than whenever you're in a grand finals of a huge tournament, it's coming down to a double Luigi moment, and someone wins with a dick jab or a full crouch 4. Personally, I feel robbed. I feel like that was a moment for something great to happen, and instead it got whisked away by a stupid looking move. For me, this is an aesthetics thing. I hate the look of the full crouch moves, always have, and this would be a way to get rid of that. Cons. Obviously there are already full crouch moves out there that there might be some conflict with. I think this could be easily worked around. First example that comes to mind is Nina's full crouch 2-4, dick jab, and wall rising 4, but there are more clever ones than that are out there. I don't think this is a problem. You could easily just change the notation for moves like that to down to down forward 2-4 or down to down back 2-4. There are easy answers to get around the issue of pre-existing full crouch moves that would have input overlap. So I really don't see that being any sort of issue here. So cons to this idea: one, you're changing things. You're changing things up. You're removing a source of. It was clever of the original designers to take advantage of that while standing window. And I don't like to punish people who do clever things, but in this case, I do feel like that's it. That's pretty much the only con that I can foresee coming out of this. So I think, again, initially there's going to be a huge backlash against it. People up in arms, pickets, forks and torches in the streets. But after the initial shock was passed, I think everyone would probably agree this was a good move. Good, I'm happy. So subtle thing, probably not the most important topic you're going to come across in the Tekken community today, but one of those things that I was expecting to see in Tekken 8. It didn't happen. Maybe a later inclusion. We'll see. Ending.